Kingdom of the Shires. This is the 12-14-2022 Regium Bill, Comhrag Discipline, Armed Class, Soldier Division. Comhrag Soldier of the Order of the Black Chain. Purpose of this Comhrag law. This is basically defining 3 divisions of the Order of the Black Chain: Soldier Armed Fighters, Barbarian Armed Fighters, and Gladiator Unarmed Fighters. This law focuses on the Comhrag Soldier Division. Comhrag soldiers have a melee and ranged fighters division. Both fighter types have the same ranks but different credit requirements. Melee fighters earn credit in the list field and battlefield fights. Ranged fighters earn credit with target shooting and in battlefield fights with safe arrows. Essentially what it is, when you decide to join the soldiers, you can choose to do both or one or the other and still gain rank based off of what you're doing. Archers only gain credit in battlefield fights, which means they're shooting safe tip arrows under the rules of that engagement. They're never shooting arrows into list fields. They can also gain credit by shooting targets, tournaments, practice, etc. Melee fighters can fight in the list field for credit, and they can also fight in battlefields for credit. Second rank, any Comhrag soldier is encouraged to join either the Kingdom Guards or a guild army. These are groups that are designed to further group activities as Comhrag fighters and to help you train, equip, and work together at events and tournaments and to achieve your goals. Right now, there's 2 armored and army guilds. One is the Kingdom Guards, which includes Comhrag soldiers, Comhrag barbarians, and Comhrag gladiators. The Kingdom Guild armies are private guilds set up by members of the kingdom to fight in ways that they want to fight as a group in battlefields or in list fields. Right now, Bear Hero Army is a Comhrag soldier guild. Later, as we expand into the barbarian division, there will be clan armies or clan guilds, and those would encompass their ways of fighting as a group. The Kingdom Guards really encompass anybody who wants to join the Comhrag fighters as an archer, axe thrower, ranged fighter, gladiator, heavy fighter, heavy melee. And really what it comes down to is it's its own unique system of being able to fight with other groups that are not necessarily out in the field doing field combat. Fight contact levels. Based on 4 different colors from tan to black. 3 of the fights are point fights, and the last is stamina. When 2 fighters enter a list field, each fighter picks a contact level. The color of the fight is the lowest contact level chosen. Battlefield fights can also employ this system if they wish on how hard you're hitting other people. Tan fights, it's a point fight. No kicks, no punches, no takedowns, sweeps, shield bashes, pommel hits, tackles, or grappling. Light hits, only hard enough to register a hit, but below a normal hit strength. These are generally like beginner fights, demonstration fights, things like that. Green fights, it's a point fight. Again, no kicks, punches, takedowns, sweeps, shield bashes, pommel hits, tackles, or grappling. You're really only hitting with the blade, only hitting the assigned target areas. Normal hit strength, this is a usual match. Red fight, point fight, these are really aggression fights. Kicks, punches, takedowns, sweeps, shield bashes, pommel hits, tackles, grappling are allowed. Heavy hit contact levels. Only sword blade hits count as points. You will not get points for kicking, punching, shield bashes, or any of the other outside moves outside of sword hits. Black fights, Mahad style. Stamina fight, no points. Kicks, punches, takedowns, sweeps, shield bashes, pommel hits, tackles, or grappling are allowed. Heavy hit contact levels, first to quit loses. No hitting on the ground. The way that the system works is when you step into the ring, I say I want to fight a green fight, you say you want to fight a red fight. The fight will always be the lowest color, so we would fight green, just to make sure that everybody's happy. Ranked fighters. All fighters in the kingdom will be ranked according to credit earned by fighting annually by Squire, Knight, and Master ranks. The Comhrag Marquis of the kingdom will track the rankings by list field credits, battlefield credits, range tournament wins, range practice hours. These rankings give opportunities to the best fighters of the guilds and clans in the kingdom and the guards to attend specially ranked tournaments based off of top performing fighters. How Comhrag soldiers earn credit. List field combat. Melee fighters can go into the list field. The points are determined by rank, which we'll address later. Contact levels, again, as we've discussed. The different fight types are going to be a practice fight, which would be like a local just get together on a weekend. A borough, shire, or hamlet tournament, so they're sponsoring a tournament, and they're going to have first, second, third place winners in this tournament in the fight. A kingdom tournament, where the kingdom sponsors a tournament, and then there's the kingdom renaissance fairs, where we're representing the whole kingdom at a renaissance fair in a public venue. The first three types of tournaments and practices are all private. Points, credit. How many points a fighter wins applies for credit based off of the charts that we're going to get into later. Battlefield. So those fighters that want to go out in the battlefield as ranged fighters, as melee fighters, is basically win or lose. And it's going to be win or lose determined by rank, so there's modifiers based on your rank. The higher you go, the more points you win. Of course, the more credits you have to earn as the higher ranks go. So you've got your skirmish, which is 3 to 7 fighters, a battle, which is 8 to 15, and a war is 16 fighters up per side. PARS, Professional Advancement Requirement System. This is basically how you train to become the next rank of Comhrag soldier. These are the requirements by rank that demonstrate the skill needed to advance that do not include combat. They are details in each rank listed in the charter and the law. Additional PARs may be required by Comhrag soldier guild armies or the guards. Essentially, this is saying that these are the basic things we as a kingdom want you to be able to do. If you join a guild or if you join the guards, they may have their own special requirements for, let's say, how to move out in the field or how to guard a building, etc. These are the credits that you would earn as a melee soldier only by having this kit of gear, and this is the kit of gear that we require. Not the specific one pictured here, all steel, but here's the options here. Again, this is in detail listed in the law. Combat medals. Whenever you go to an event, the leader of that group, the Baroness, Baron of the Shire, the Count, Viscountess, Hamlet, Borough, they can decide, hey, you did an awesome job, you won first place, you were the best supporter, you were the most motivated, you got up and you fought through the toughest times. They can award you these medals. Each medal earns its own credit ranks. This is the chart as an example from private that goes over the different types of fights and the different types of credits that you get per fight per point. Additional modifiers apply for ranged combat, field combat, and melee list fields. Here's the list right here just as an example. This is an example of private requirements to go from private to private first class. As you can see, the designation of who they are, what they wear, how long they have to be in rank, what it takes to get promoted, recommended training modules, in this case for melee and ranged. With the soldiers, you are required to pick one of 3 things: longbow, axe, or spear. If you join the barbarians, you get a much wider range of weapon training with different tactics and different methodologies of how to use them. There's also more advanced training, more advanced requirements for education later on as you go up the ranks, as far as like historical demonstrations of battlefield tactics, etc. These are all the ranks of the Comhrag soldiers. That's the Comhrag law as it stands right now. I hope this clarifies how it works. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. This has been a production of Bear Hill Films.